Okay, so what we need to do now is go to that end place, but I kind of want full health to do that. So let's have a look around this island and see if we can find any blood bristle. The only problem is, while I'm looking for it, I'm going to come up against more of those shield people. And every time they hit you, they do loathing damage as well. So I'm not seeing any of this stuff around here. Normally, when you find blood bristle, tiniest bit of health. Normally when you find it, it's in like a patch of red flowers. And then it's in the middle. But I'm not sure this island has any of it. Which is a problem. Because I think it only appears in a certain type of island. I thought it appeared in every loathing island, but it looks like maybe not. I don't want to go into the final fight with 2 full bars missing, so maybe I'll have to go and look for another island. Well, there's my boat. I've not seen one patch of it so far, which means I don't think it's going to be here. You know, I'm done. Let's go get a different island. Okay, well that could have gone better, but I've got all 3 towers now. I'm not, like, doing horrendously. Right, we've got all 3 towers now. 1, 2, 3. And we know the end place is up here. Before we do that, we're going to sail south and then go up the middle. Hopefully, we're going to find an island that has blood bristle on us, so that when we come to the final fight, what I presume is the final fight, unless there's going to be like one more after it, I'm hoping when we get to that point, then we'll have full health. When you're back on the water, all feels nice. I also still haven't found my other figurehead, which is sad. There's a little island over there. Maybe that's got a figurehead on it. It would be a bit of a fucking ball ache if you get to the final chapter, especially if you're playing on the other mode, like the survival mode. If you're on the final chapter and they don't give you this island over there as well, and they don't give you an island with the blood bristle on, the thing you need to remove the loathing. Because the loathing is just one of those things that can really fuck you up. Ah, this is one of the, like, ammonite shell things. Usually only got something small on it, like jars. Yep, just some jars. With a nice 5 shards in each. Oh, 200, alright. You know, on that one I had 5. 50. 255, a worthy number. So I think I saw something. Don't flip over, you stupid boat. I think I saw something over here, did I not? Was I imagining that? I can't even see. It's, you know what, I'm just going to sail back in. Like, the waters are too choppy here. If I keep doing that, my boat will just end up flipping over. There we go, back in calmer waters. There must be one more island I've not looked at that has this stuff on. It'll be such a dick move to not give you any of it on the last chapter. I know it's randomly generated, but that's not how it should work. There should be at least, like, you should have this thing available to you. There was one other loathing island, wasn't there, actually? Which one was it? Because I just ran straight through it, didn't I? Because I went through it and I said I didn't take any damage, so I didn't need any of the loathing stuff. Which one was it? Maybe it was this one? I mean, I'm going to have to go past that one anyway to get north, so that's fine. One thing this game is missing is like a fight on the boat. Like, as in like a boss battle on the boat. There it is. Oh, it's gaining on me. Ooh, that was a good dodge, Brad. Well done. Thanks, Brad. So there's a lot of rocks around here. And I've not landed on any of the islands that would be here. That's the first island, right? The first place I went to, it is, yeah. So what are all these islands for? I say what are these rocks for? Usually the rocks are around an island. There's also another shark that I'd like to avoid. Doesn't help when I'm going directly into the wind. This is painful. There's an island there. I've been to that one. No. An unlooked at island. Well, it looks a bit like it might be a swamp island. Yeah, this is looking very swampy. Although it looks like it might be a loathing swamp, which means maybe there's blood bristle on it? Any time today would be nice. Is there any blood bristle on this island? It doesn't help that I can't really see very well. So, not only is it quite hard to see anyway... Oh, what's that? I don't think I've fought one of them yet. I also don't want to. It's not an invitation game, no. Maybe if it wasn't one of these islands... Oh, that's also not helpful. Oh, no. Oh, so poison does do a lot of damage. Can I wash it off? See, that thing, if I was on a normal swamp island, I'd be quite happy to have a go at fighting it. Because it's a new monster. But on these islands, if you walk 10 feet in the wrong direction, then you're going to get attacked by like one of the big purple blobs that increases the loathing. If you get attacked by a random creature, like one of the weird shield mobs, it increases the loathing. No, I don't think there's any on this island either. I think it literally must be the one type of island that has blood bristle on it. Which is an absolute travesty. Maybe I'll find one. Still a little bit of area to look around. So this area here, I think I would have seen an island if there was one in it. What's that? Oh, it's a picture of a boat. Oh, it's my boat. The map's transparent. Okay. I was wondering what that was. Right, so there might be another island in this middle area here. So I'm going to sail north to that one. And we'll see. You do not need to tell me how to sail my boat like 5 or 6 hours into the game. I get it. You like giving the only tip your game has. Which way am I sailing? Okay, so I need to divert north. I might have to do this final fight with 2 of my bars of health missing. Which is fine. Like, I've got my ranged weapon that's done me pretty well in most fights. I just need to be really careful. Okay, there's another island north. That's that island. I think that might be one that might have blood bristle on it. So fingers crossed. No shark. None of it today, thank you. I haven't killed a shark yet. I want to know if you get anything for it. I don't want to risk it breaking my boat when I'm mid-sail. I also can't see anything else. There's that over there. There's that over there, but I've been there as well. Right, this is my last port of call, and then I'm going to go to the final area. If I'm remembering it correctly, this is a loathing island. And it's the one that I didn't really explore properly. Because I was like, oh, I don't need to look around because I've not taken any loathing damage. So this might be the one that has the stuff on that I need. I think it's the right colour scheme. I just don't have to fight any of those bloody night things. Ah, there. This is what I need. Perfect. So there should be blood bristle. No, there isn't even one here. There's another patch over there. That thing looks like it's going to burst. Yep. Oh, that was weird. My camera just turned around. Do I fight it? It's not taking enough damage. No, get up! This is why I don't want to fight them. I'm taking loathing damage from this. If you're going to have a mechanic in your game where every fight is going to reduce your But there's one. Every fight's going to reduce it. You need more of these. More of them. There's another one there. Just going to ignore it. Let's see how well I can do without going anywhere near it. As long as I come out of this island with less than I came onto it with, then that's fine. It would be fine if it was more abundant. I think you can brew a potion that restores more of the loathing, but the potion stuff, it seems so overly complicated because you have to build. Where is it? Alchemy. Let's see where it is. That's you need one that's here we are. Removes the effect of the loathing. So you need one blood bristle, one flutter cup, a clay pot, a sea lily, and then you need to have made a cauldron to do it. And it says remove some of the corrupting effects. If it's like loads, then it's worth it. But it's so many ingredients for something you can just eat and get the same effect. So I think that's a gloom harrow. That noise, that creature, I think it's on the other side of these trees. Oh, no, it's just a pig. A musical pig. Cool. I'd rather not fight the musical pig, so... Hopefully there's a couple more blood bristles up here. And then I can get off the island, eat some food, and I'll be in a better position than I was in. Looks like there's loads of these things around here. Like the goo. Yeah, where there's goo, there's people that are going to fight you. None of them here in this patch. It looks like I'm not getting any more. I've got rid of one bar of it though. Like, it's not a complete loss. Where's my boat? On the other side. Right, let's go this way. As long as the final boss isn't going to be a massive tool, I should be fine. Like, these things feel like they might be good. So there's a regeneration one there that requires 2 blood bristles to restore health. Like, they feel like they might be useful. And let's set sail for the end. Is this it? Are we finally going to get to the end of Windbound? Maybe if I give my boat a shove, we can. Right, where's north? Right to the right of the island. Sweet. Am I sailing? You know what? It wouldn't be the final leg of this journey if I didn't have to sail directly into the wind to get there. The relaxing music starts playing as I'm getting more and more irritated at the fact the place I have to go to is directly into the wind once more. It's there, like you can see it straight ahead of me. That's where I need to go. In order to go directly into the wind, you have to tighten your sails and weave. If I can pick up some speed, then I can weave a bit more accurately. Or it would be nice if the wind just changed direction to make it easier for me to do this. You don't need to tell me how to sail into the wind. That is the most annoying thing about this whole game. The fact that there's some tips it just doesn't give you. There's some things it does not tell you how to do. But the one thing it always repeatedly tells you how to do is how to sail. Something which you should absolutely know how to do by the 5th chapter of the game. And now my boat's going to tip over because there's choppy water. Oh my god. This is... Why would you do this to me? Why would the game... The final thing I have to do is on choppy water at the wind. Stop sailing into the wind and it'll stop telling you not to. There is literally no other way to do this, Nick. Right, I'm here. And I've crashed into something. Is it the... It might be the shore. Right. I am going to take with me all the meat. Because I think this is the last chapter. I'm also going to take with me the bow. the arrows. Plenty of arrows now. I think I'm ready for the final encounter. If I die, it will reset me to the start of this chapter, which is going to be frustrating. And I will rage. Which is why I intend to cheese this fight the exact same way I cheesed the last one. By standing at a distance and firing my bleed orbs. But I'll see you in the part after the fight. The weird god travel place. I don't know what it's called. The waterway between. Let's call it that. As we make our way to what I believe is going to be the final encounter, let's reflect on the game we've just had. Has it been a good experience? Debatable. Do I regret playing the game? No, I've enjoyed some moments of it. And also, I also think it's a good idea to play rough experiences so you get to appreciate the good ones more. If you only play 10 out of 10 games, then when a game is 9 out of 10, you end up thinking it's bad. Same with movies. If you only ever watch Disney blockbusters, you end up watching a Disney movie that is actually not that bad, but you complain that it's bad because you have no concept of what a good movie is. So, are we ready? Person whose name I've forgotten. Look at her doing the spin. She's ready. Look at her. Gotta go faster. Right. Of course, that goes down. I'm not. Full. I'm going into it. Ready. Godspeed, everyone. This is ominous. We meet at last, little fish. Through calm waters and rough seas, I have guided you. But you were not brought here for a family reunion, nor for my redemption. You have something of mine, the amulet. Only one of us can use its power to breach the Great One's storm, and I have had my fill of these islands. Draw your spear, girl, and I will grant you a warrior's death. Ha! Not draw my spear. Are you a good warrior? Oh, this looks like it's going to take some time. The God Slayer, eh? Oh, it's spawning other people. This isn't fair. This is not going to be a fun fight, I can already tell. It's alright. It's going okay so far. Stay away from the goop. Make sure the nearest person to me is the God Slayer, so that it doesn't redirect my orbs to the wrong person. I did think that she would be a bit more aggressive. Oh, they've summoned another one! Alright, they're the nearest person to me. I can fire my things. Oh, you're trying to block my way? I see how it is. She fights like me. Like, that's one of my moves. However, she doesn't have a magic broomstick. Alright, I think she's still the closest. Yep. Okay, this is kind of tense because at any moment it could really go wrong. Like, it's not worth fighting any of those other things because I think she'll just spawn more. But playing like this, cautiously, backing away, keeping my distance, charging my balls. This is how you play. Look at this, not even taking a single lick of damage. It's okay for a final fight. Like, I imagine if you were really into this game and you didn't mind replaying the chapters, this would be quite a fun fight to train for. And to actually duel her with your proper, like, parries and dashes and stuff. I'm quite happy doing it the way I'm doing it. I just want to get this game done. Right, I need her to close the gap. Because if I try and fire these orbs at her now, it'll go for the nearest target. And that needs to be her. So all she needs to do is close the gap and I can fire at her. think that's it now.
Perfect. Yes. Yes.
Jeez. Ultimate.
Forgive me, blood of my blood, for trying to solve my problems with the spear tip once again.
He needed a broomstick. Broomstick is mightier.
And forgive the Great One for her transgressions also. Perhaps she might finally forgive us our own. Find your people and remember us to them, who we were as well as what we became.
I'm so happy that I got that spear, that broom early on. This broom right here. Oh, okay. Exile Mask.
Allows the player to manifest a shield when in combat. The shield will completely absorb the damage from a single hit before needing to recharge.
That's cool. What does it look like? Where is it? Oh, that's cool. That's a cool mask. What does this one do? Reduce the stamina for dodging. Increase the damage output of the dodge attacks. Yeah, I prefer that. That's my mask. This is me. May as well get these while I'm here. Yeah, so this is the mask I've been wearing. And there's this one. I'd argue that you can't see out of this mask. So we get the end of the story now. And hopefully the end of the game. So we should get the final panel now, when we get to see how the story ends. I'm guessing it's got us on it. So the gods are on a rock in a storm. The gods fall off the rock. And we sail with the gods once more. I don't know. These things always seem very cryptic until you read the description underneath them. So this is presumably the end of the game the final crossing. So once I go down to the end, this will be the end. So let's go through the full story together. So the islanders honored the Great Ones, and in return, the Great One tamed the wind and waters. There was harmony here. So the Great Ones, the gods, were prayed to by the islanders, and in return, the islanders calmed the waters, and the Great Ones calmed the waters, and the islanders were able to sail. So that's part one. They live in harmony together. A great typhoon struck, grounding the fishing boats. The desperate islanders turned on their guardians. They ate the flesh of their gods. So, the gods were supposed to calm the seas, clearly failed, because the humans ended up stuck on an island surrounded by storms. And they got desperate and they ate the gods. Which, I get it. Like, if the gods were fucking up, if they weren't doing the job properly, why worship them? But yeah, they ate the gods. In retaliation, the Great Ones waged war on the islands. Both sides suffered terrible losses. How did it come to this? So, when you start eating gods, the gods aren't going to be happy. The gods are going to be like, fuck you, stop eating us. I know we might taste good, deep fry with some salt and pepper, but don't you dare. It's not okay. So yeah, they started fighting, big war. So many dead. The islanders stole the Great One's magic to light their towers, shifting the balance of power. A once sacred bond was now damaged irreparably. So, they stole the magic of the gods, harnessed it into the big tower things that we've been activating, and then the gods were like, how dare you steal our powers? That's not okay, we'll never be friends again. The final chapter. The last of the Great Ones caged the islands in a magical storm. The islanders escaped through the crossing, abandoning both homeland and
jailer alike.
So I'm guessing the locations we've been sailing around, because we can't leave the big circle because of the storm, this is the prison that we've been trapped in by the Great Ones. But because we've been using their power and activating the towers, we're now able to cross through the crossing to get to new locations. So we haven't really fixed the relationship between the humans and the gods. We've not repaired that dynamic. All we're doing is we found a way to run away. So that's what this is. That's us there, and us and our people here, sailing out of this place. We're leaving. So there's not a resolution. We've not fixed the issue with the gods. We've just fucked off. That's what it seems like anyway. Well, maybe the gods are dicks. Let's watch my anchor come back. There we go. Okay. Time for our last sail. Let's go through the crossing to a new world. I have no idea what we're going to come across en route. Whether we'll see the gods. Whether we'll see a load of other ships that are going to sail with us to a new land. Let's find out. This feels less choppier than usual. Usually when we come through this section, the waters are a lot wilder. And there's usually a god in the way. Although it does feel kind of wild, to be fair. My boat is tossing around a little bit. Oh, there's a god. Hey, can I crash into it? You can! I crashed into a god, everyone! I was worried I was going to crash into it again then, but not in a good way. Like, are the gods still unhappy with me? Or are they letting me leave? Because I've not exactly done anything nice to them. All I've been doing is using the power that was stolen from them. Oh, I wasn't looking where I was going. It's fine, my boat took a hit for me. Oh, that was fun. That wasn't. Am I meant to be carefully sailing around here? Whereas all I'm doing is just flying in a straight line? Maybe I'm trying to avoid the god. Maybe it's trying to stop me. Whereas I'm just fascinated because it looks cool. Okay, it's getting a bit annoying now that when it services, my boat just stops. Is it a problem with my boat? So I think my boat's kind of cool. Just need to make sure I don't whack into anything so bad that I destroy the boat. If there is a version of this where you can start again with the boons you've had, I'm guessing at the end I can still spend my points, my shards. So at least I'll get to look and see, whoa, what would have been available. See, that stuff would be cool if the boat didn't tip forwards. Oh, I guess we aren't buying new boons. This looks like the way out. This is the end. Let's do this. Let's sail to a new land. Are you coming with me? We'll go together. Or is it going to try and stop me? Yeah, get fucked. That's what you get for being part of a horrible people. Is the monster going to feel sympathy? A baby god! Kind of cute for a weird snail creature. This boat's shit compared to mine. I miss my boat. What do you see? What, do you see the open waters? Oh, other ships, okay. Wait, so did everybody else have to go through a trial, or was it just us? Or did we set everyone else free? I guess it's open to interpretation. However, this feels like the end. Am I free of Windbound? Go underwater and show the credits. Do it. Wait, are you going to wink? Is that it? Have I done it? Have I finished it? Is it the end? Exiting game. I thought it wasn't going to show me the credits then. I was like leaving the credits of a game on. Just to, you know, show that respect to those who made it. Right. Windbound is done. It is finally ended. After over a year of... Well, I'll say over a year of playing the game. After over a year of having started the game. It's done. I finished Windbound. This is the final part. I'll give my thoughts on it once we get to the end of the credit. I don't know how long the credit's going to be, actually, so I could just start talking now. But... yeah, it's... I'm so divided on this game. I'll give some respect to the people who've lost. Oh, I thought they were going to tell us who they'd lost. Just said in memory of people we'd lost and then didn't say who it was. Anyway, I'm so torn on the game because there were some parts of it that I fucking loved. Some parts of it was really good. Like, I quite enjoyed the art style. The way the sailing did feel good, apart from going directly into the wind. It felt like it happened too much for it to have been accidental. But I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and just say that maybe it was just that I was only noticing when I was sailing directly into the wind. Because all of the other times you're not going to notice. Then you notice the times you're annoyed. So maybe that's fine. The sailing felt good. The progression in some areas was fine. There were a lot of, like, there's a lot of teething issues with, like, inventories and finding certain items and all that kind of stuff. I think the inventory is one of the things that was the most annoying because some of the stuff that you've unlocked is still in the inventory available to be, like, bought, but you can't buy it. The inventory itself is only split into, like, 6 categories, and one of the categories just has everything. When they could have easily split it into a couple more, like, and just put them in separate ones so things are easy to find. And, like, navigating... I feel like the game may have been designed with console in mind. Because when you're trying to scroll through one of those inventories at the bottom, like, if you press 1 to bring up your weapons, it brings all your weapons at the bottom. If you want to scroll left and right, you have to press A and D. You can't use the mouse, just click on the one you want. Which is normally how I prefer to do things. Like, even when I played World of Warcraft and I raided, I was what my brother referred to as a clicker. Because I didn't have everything keybound, I would still click on things as I played. And obviously that might not be the optimal way to have played it, but that's just the way I did it. So I've always preferred to do that, to use my mouse in a game where my mouse is free to move, because my mouse control is pretty solid. Like I've done a lot of stuff with a mouse, like Photoshop, for example. I use the mouse for Photoshop. I've got a graphics tablet, I just keep forgetting to use it. But anyway, that's off topic. So, yeah, it's one of those games where I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the good stuff outweighs the annoying stuff. The fact that I had to go and look up the game, I had to research the game to learn some stuff in order to not be annoyed by it, is definitely something which is it's not ideal. And if they can pop up a hint every single time I get in a boat and sail wrong, then they can pop up a hint to tell you how to do other things. Like building the boat is the best example. I didn't know until I looked at someone else's video that the way you can build the boat is that you have to build like the two sides, or you build one side, then you build a platform attached to that side, and then build another platform build another like whole bit on the other side of that, and that creates the platform. And it doesn't tell you how to do that. It assumes you know. And I guess you could figure from the promotional material, like you can see the design of the boats. People who are familiar with the design of those boats could figure that out. But for me, it just didn't. I don't think it. I felt like it really told me that. And it's not just that. There's other things as well that were. The fact that I resorted to playing the whole game through as well with that bloody stick that just does all the damage for me and all the bleed damage. This is a very nice ending screen though. Like the sunset, the boat sailing past. It's very nice. But yeah, let's switch to big screen for my closing thoughts. Yeah, I think if this game hadn't had the adventure mode, if it was only survival, and the only way to play it was to have a hard reset every time you died, I would not have played it. I would have probably started once, died once, realised that was the case, and just stopped. Because that's not my idea of fun. I don't mind a game where the reset is still like it's not a full reset. For example, I've not played Hades, but I am aware that I think when you die on a run, you still keep everything you had, because the whole point is to build towards being able to complete it. So you get as far as you can. You get like experience or currency or whatever in that game is the way that you buy things. You build that stuff up, and then when you die, you reset to the start. And then from that position, you then start again. And you have this stuff, you have your unlocks, etc. And the game feels... It gradually gets easier and easier until you're eventually able to do it. And even the worst player can die enough times to be overpowered to complete the game. This game, the way they want you to play it is that there is a hard reset every single time you die. I think you might keep just the items that are on you. So your most valuable items, you can still keep it like held. But you lose your bag, you lose your boat. That's not fun. That is not how I would like to play this game. I'm glad that they put a mode where you could start at the start of every chapter, because then dying doesn't feel as daunting. But for me, because I wasn't quite enjoying the game, I wasn't enjoying every aspect of the game. I was quite happy to cheese those fights at the end in order to just progress, because I wanted to see how the story ended. So it could just be that style of game just isn't for me. I like games on the water. I like survival crafting games. But ones that give you a hard reset, I think just aren't my thing. I'm the kind of person who I wouldn't mind playing a game on easy. I don't care. Some people are like, oh, you can't play it on easy. That's not a proper gamer. I don't give a shit. I'd play a game if I knew a game had a good story, like say like Dark Souls or something like that, where the whole point is to grind it through. If the story was good and somebody said, no, the story's great, I would be completely happy to play it on the easiest difficulty and just not give a shit. And if somebody's like, well, you're not playing the proper game, I'm like, I don't care. It's my experience. You play it how you want, I play it how I want. So it could just be that this style of game, the way that Windbound is set up, is not for me. The idea of the roguelite starting from the beginning. But the things that the game does well, it does well. And I think I've said in the playthroughs before, the thing that I don't like about this game is that the things that it does well, it does so well. It feels like it's so close to being amazing, like a really fun experience. It feels like it's very close to that. It just isn't quite there because there's a lot of smaller annoying issues, like little annoying issues. And I think that if those issues, I assume this game's not being developed or worked on anymore, but I think if those tiny issues had been fixed, I would have had a cleaner experience. Like I was saying earlier in this session, the lock on. When you kill something, doesn't turn the lock on off. You have to manually remove your lock on, even though the creature is dead and can no longer be locked onto. Or when you're in the middle of a fight and the lock on is on, like that one that teleports around, you lock onto that creature, then when it teleports away, it reappears somewhere else, but you're still locked onto its previous location. And it's just a weird little thing that you think they would have discovered during the playtesting process. The thing I don't like about this is that the thing it does wrong seems so easy to solve. Yeah, I'm not a game developer. I don't want to talk about how easy it is to do things. But I agree. It's some of the things, like the inventory thing. I think once you've built the programming for how the inventory works, adding an extra page can't be that difficult. I don't want to... I know that like there might be somebody out there watching this who makes games and is like, no, there's more to it than you think. But in my head, the part of the infrastructure of that's the part that's going to take the most time, is getting the menus to work properly, not adding a new one. Because once you've added a new one, hey, the board's coming back, I've been talking so long. Once you've added a new one, then it's done. You just need to add another page to that. Just copy and paste something done before, add an extra number to the value that adds an extra slot, reposition things into that page. I don't know the story behind this game. I don't know how much time the developers had. I don't know whether they were being like pushed hard or given a deadline or whatever. So I don't want to talk anymore about that. I did enjoy the game overall, but those first few sessions were horrible, and I don't feel bad about cheesing the ending. That's what I'll say. So if you are watching this on YouTube, obviously I stream these games over on Twitch. Come and watch the Twitch. This is how you can interact with me in chat and buy me shots, which I've been drinking through the stream. Can you tell? But if you are on YouTube, then yeah, share a like, share a comment about what you think of this game. If you're a fan of this game, let me know what you think. And I hope to see people in a future video.